Good day, students, and welcome to It's Time to Study. Our study session today is going to be on Lystra. Pay close attention, for this is a very important study session to help prepare you not only for your end of year exam, but also for your BJC. So please feel free to share this video and not only share, but also subscribe to the page so that when further videos come out, you will know. I promise you that if you listen to this video again and again, that it will strengthen you for your exam. So let's get started. Let's review the story of Lystra. For those of you who may have forgotten about the story, here's a review. Awesome. Excellent. Now that you have listened to the story, and we see from that story how wrong it is to worship man. When the people began to worship Paul, Paul reminded them, we're human just like you. So you had a fresh look at the story. Now let's get ready to play some Jeopardy! So let's test your skills and see how good you are on remembering Lystra. Here are our questions. Number one, what type of miracle did Paul perform in Lystra? What type of miracle did Paul perform in Lystra? Very quickly, write your answer down or just shout it out. You have 1 minute to guess the answer. Now we know that there are four types of miracles. We have resurrection, when someone is raised from the dead, nature miracle, when God, the power of God moves on nature. We have exorcism, when a demon or a spirit is cast out of someone. What type of miracle was this? This would be the fourth type of miracle. Let's see. Well, if you said that it was a healing miracle, then you are correct. It was a healing miracle that Paul performed. Here's question number two. Since it was a healing miracle, it means that somebody was cured of some form of sickness. Who in the story did Paul heal? Let's begin again. Who did Paul heal in the story? We know it was a healing miracle. Shout out your answer if you know it, or better yet, you can just jot it down and map your success. 5 more seconds. A man lame from birth. If you said a crippled man from birth or a man lame from birth, same thing. To be lame is to be crippled. How are we doing so far? All right, that was our second question, reviewing Lystra. Let's continue. So we know that Paul healed a man who was lame from birth, and it was a healing miracle. Now let's talk about the people who saw Paul heal the man. How did the people respond? All right, you have 30 seconds. You can write down your answer and get ready to shout it out. How did the people respond? Almost there, less than 10 more seconds. All right, let's check your answer. Very good. Excellent. The people called them gods and started offering sacrifice of bulls and flowers. So if that was your answer, give yourself a tap on the back. Good job. They called them gods. Remember that. How did the people respond when Paul healed the man that was lame from birth? They began to worship Paul and Barnabas as Greek gods. Barnabas was said to be Hermes, and Paul was said to be Zeus, and they offered them sacrifices of bulls and flowers. Oh my goodness, you guys are doing so good. Excellent. I know you're going to ace this test. So let's go again. Lystra, number four. What did Paul preach to the people? We know from the story that when they worship God, began to worship them as gods, Paul did not want to be worshiped. And that's why he tore his clothes off and ran into the crowd to stop the people from worshiping them and to show the people, listen, we are humans just like you. This is wrong. We're not a God. So here's my next question. What did Paul preach to the people? When he tried to stop them, he started to preach to them. What was his message? 1 minute. Less than 30 seconds. What did Paul preach to them? All right. Now, if you said that Paul preached about how God shows his goodness towards mankind by giving rain from heaven, you are correct. But there was more. He also said that God gives them crops in their season. And the reason why he gives them crops in their season is to provide plenty of food. And lastly, he talked about how God fills their hearts with joy. There we have it, a quick review on Lystra. And so if you were unable to answer those questions and to get those answers, feel free to play this video over again and again and again until you can answer those questions just as I have displayed. Now, I want to share with you some scriptures that you will need to learn for your JPR. So let's go quickly to the scriptures. Acts 10 and 25 to 26 talks about the conversion of Cornelius, where when Peter came to Cornelius's house, Cornelius bowed to Peter, and Peter made him get up and said to him, I am only a man myself. So that's an excellent story as to why we shouldn't worship man. And of course, the Ten Commandments, where the Lord says, you should have no other God before me. When we worship man, we're making them an idol. And so, boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in to this review session on Lystra. And stay tuned for my next video, which will assist you in reviewing for your end of year exam. And if you haven't done so as yet, subscribe to my YouTube page so that whenever a video is up, you will receive a notice from me letting you know that the video is out. Thank you and continue to study to show yourself approved.